The cake sits untouched in front of me. 21 perfect candles burning down to stubs while the entire room erupts in a chorus of "Happy Birthday" directed at my brother Ryan. I watch the flames dance, counting each second until they melt into the pristine white frosting, much like my own celebration has melted into his. I'm Jade. Today is my 21st birthday. And I'm watching my parents throw a party for my brother's latest internship offer. Make a wish, champion. My father's voice booms across our living room. His hand clasped proudly on Ryan's shoulder, the same shoulder that's wearing the designer's suit they bought him last week, while I'm still wearing the dress I bought at a thrift store with my cafe wages. This is such a proud moment. My mother gushes, her mascara slightly smudged from happy tears. Harvard Law's top internship program. We always knew you were destined for greatness. I grip my fork until my knuckles turn white. The metal bites into my palm, grounding me as the room spins with congratulatory cheers. Aunt Carol is dabbing her eyes. Uncle Steve is already talking about connections at his law firm. My cousin Sophie catches my eye from across the room, her expression a mirror of my disgust. Speech, someone calls out, and Ryan stands, flashing that perfect smile that's gotten him everything he's ever wanted. I just want to thank everyone for being here today. He starts, and I can't help but notice how he's positioned himself in front of the happy birthday banner, my banner, that mother hastily covered with congratulations streamers this morning. The words bubble up before I can stop them. Interesting timing for the celebration. The room goes quiet. Mother's smile freezes that practiced expression she uses when trying to maintain control. Jade, dear, let's not what mother, not mention that it's my birthday, or not mention how you converted my celebration into Ryan's victory lap. You're being dramatic. Father cuts in, his tone sharp. This is a significant achievement for the family. The family? I laugh and it sounds hollow even to my ears. You mean for Ryan? Everything's always for Ryan. Ryan at least has the decency to look uncomfortable. Sis, come on, don't sis me. I stand up, my chair scraping against the hardwood floor. 21 years of watching you get everything while I get the leftovers. Did you know I got accepted into Columbia's writing program? Of course not, because when I told them last week they were too busy planning this party. That's enough. Father's face is turning red. You're embarrassing yourself and this family. This family embarrasses itself. I snap back. The great Derek and Laura, so focused on their golden child, they forgot they had a daughter. Well, congratulations. You finally pushed me to my limit. Mother steps forward, her voice trembling. If you can't appreciate what we've done for this family, perhaps you should. Should what? Leave? Is that what you want to say, Mother? Finally get rid of the disappointment? If that's how you feel. Father says coldly. There's the door. The room holds its breath. I look around at the faces. Some shocked, some embarrassed, some carefully neutral. Only Sophie and my grandmother Margaret show any sign of understanding. Fine. I grab my purse from the coat rack. Happy birthday to me, Jade. Ryan calls after me, but I'm already walking out the door. The spring air hits my face, carrying the scent of blooming cherry blossoms. The trees I used to climb as a kid while Ryan got private tennis lessons. My phone buzzes. It's Ella. Did you do it? Did you finally stand up to them? I text back with shaking fingers. It's done. Can I crash at your place? Her response is immediate, already setting up the spare room. And Jade, I'm proud of you. I take one last look at the house, at the perfect lawn and the perfect windows with their perfect curtains, hiding the perfectly crafted lie of our family. Something shifts inside me, a switch flipping from hurt to determination. They want me gone? Fine. But they're about to learn that the daughter they never wanted is the one they should have feared the most. Ella's spare room feels like a life raft in a storm. 3 days since I walked out, and the silence of not having to measure every word, every breath, is almost deafening. I sit cross-legged on the borrowed bed, staring at my phone's black screen, counting the notifications I'm not getting from my family. Earth to Jade, Ella says, leaning against the door frame with 2 steaming mugs. Your coffee's getting cold and your interview outfit is getting wrinkled. I smooth out the blazer laid across the bed. Sorry, just thinking about. She hands me the coffee. That's your 3rd time almost mentioning them today. We're focusing on your future, remember? The coffee burns my tongue. But I welcome the pain. It's better than the hollow feeling in my chest. The Urban Grind interview is in 2 hours. I should probably. My phone buzzes. Grandmother Margaret's name lights up the screen. Jade, darling, are you safe? I'm okay, Gran. I'm staying with Ella. Good girl. Listen carefully. I've been waiting for you to finally stand up to them. There are things you need to know, but not over the phone. Can you meet me at Riverside Park tomorrow? The usual bench? Before I can respond, I hear Mother's voice in the background. Margaret quickly adds, I have to go, tomorrow 10 o'clock. And hangs up. Ella raises an eyebrow. That sounded cryptic. Gran's always been different from the rest of them. She actually sees me. I stand up, straightening my blazer. But right now I need this job. I can't keep crashing here without contributing. Please, as if I'd let you pay rent. Ella throws a cushion at me. But you're right about the job. You need your own money if you're really cutting ties. The Urban Grind sits on the corner of maple-lined Cedar Street. Its brick facade, warm and inviting. Inside the interview room smells like freshly ground coffee and possibility. Your application is impressive. The manager, Sarah, says. But there's a gap in your references. No family contacts? I meet her eyes steadily. I prefer to keep my professional and personal life separate. She nods, something knowing in her expression. Fair enough. When can you start? Walking out with a job offer and training schedule. I almost miss Ryan leaning against my car. Almost. Nice ride, he says. Tapping the rusty fender of my second-hand Honda. Better than walking, I guess. What do you want? To talk. You're still my sister, Jade. Funny, I don't remember you mentioning that at the party. He runs a hand through his perfect hair. A nervous tic I recognize from childhood. Look, I didn't know they were going to hijack your birthday. I tried to tell them. Save it. I unlock my car door. You've never had to try for anything in your life, Ryan. Everything's just handed to you while I scrape by. Did you know they promised to pay for my college, too? Funny how that money disappeared right when your law school deposits were due. His face pales slightly. That's not. I mean, I didn't know, exactly. You never know because you never have to look. Must be nice in that bubble of yours. Mom and Dad are worried. They want you to come home. I laugh and it sounds bitter even to my ears. Home? That stopped being my home the day they decided I was worth less than you. Tell them I said thanks for the birthday gift. Clarity looks good on me. As I drive away, my phone buzzes with a text from Sophie. Found something in Uncle Derek's study. You need to see these papers. Can you meet tonight? I glance in my rear view mirror. Ryan's still standing there, looking lost for maybe the first time in his life. Let him feel a fraction of what I've felt for years. Tomorrow I'll meet Gran and hear whatever she needs to tell me. Tonight I'll see what Sophie's found. The pieces are moving and for once I'm not just a pawn in someone else's game. Ella's waiting when I get back. Victory cupcake in hand. Got the job? Start training tomorrow. I take the cupcake, but don't eat it. Ella, I need to ask you something. If this gets ugly, really ugly, are you sure you want to be involved? She takes my hand, squeezing it tight. Honey, I've watched them dim your light for years. It's about time someone helped you shine. I squeeze back, thinking of Gran's cryptic call and Sophie's message. Then let's get started. The morning air bites at my face as I hurry through Riverside Park. Gran's already at our bench, her silver hair catching the autumn light. She's holding a thick manila envelope, her fingers trembling slightly as she grips it. You look tired, darling, she says as I sit beside her. First week at the new job. Everything hurts except my pride. I try to smile, but Gran's expression stops me. What's wrong? She presses the envelope into my hands. These are copies of documents I found in your father's study last year. Bank statements, transfer records, letters. The truth about your college fund. Inside, I find papers dating back 5 years. My fingers go numb as I scan the numbers. This can't be right. There's over $200,000 here. Your grandfather set up trust funds for both you and Ryan before he died. Equal amounts. Gran's voice hardens. Your father was supposed to be the trustee until you turned 21. Yesterday, the world tilts sideways, but they said they couldn't afford my tuition. That's why I had to take out loans. Why? They transferred your money to Ryan's account. Gradually over years, private schools, sports camps, that ridiculous car. She takes my hand. I tried to stop it, but Derek threatened to cut off my access to the family if I interfered. My phone buzzes, Sophie calling. I ignore it, my hands shaking as I flip through more documents. Does Ryan know? No. He's as much a victim of their manipulation as you are, just in a different way. They've made him dependent, entitled. Another buzz. Sophie again. This time I answer. Jade, thank God, you need to get home right now. Your father found out I was in his study. He's destroying everything. My heart stops. What do you mean, destroying? Papers, files, everything. He knows someone's been looking into the accounts. He's in a complete panic. Grant grabs my arm. Go, now. I'll make copies of these. I drive like a woman possessed, reaching my parents' house in record time. Sophie meets me at the side door, her face pale. They're in the study. Your mom's trying to calm him down, but a crash from upstairs cuts her off. We race up together, finding the study door locked. Open this door. I pound on the wood. I know what you did with my trust fund. Silence falls inside. Then my father's voice eerily calm. You don't understand anything, Jade. I understand enough. $200,000, Dad. My future. You stole it. We invested it in your brother's future. The family's future. Mother's voice now, strained. Everything we did was for this family. No, I say. My voice steady despite the rage burning in my chest. Everything you did was for Ryan. And now everyone's going to know. The door flies open. Father stands there. Paper scattered around him. A waste paper basket smoldering with half-burned documents. You wouldn't dare destroy this family's reputation. You already did that yourself. I hold up my phone, recording. And now I have proof. His face contorts. You ungrateful. Derek. Mother grabs his arm as he steps toward me. For the first time I see fear in her eyes. Sophie slips past them into the study, quickly gathering fallen papers. I'm done covering for you, Uncle Derek. This ends now. You're both making a terrible mistake. Mother says, but her voice wavers. I laugh and it sounds like breaking glass. No, the mistake was thinking you could get away with this forever. The mistake was believing I'd stay quiet. The mistake was forgetting that I'm your daughter too. Father slumps against his desk, suddenly looking old. You don't understand what pressure we were under. Ryan's future? Save it for the lawyers. I turn to leave, then pause. Oh, and happy birthday to me. Finally got my inheritance after all. Outside Sophie hands me the salvaged papers, her hands shaking. What now? My phone buzzes with a text from Gran. Document safe. Your grandfather would be proud. Now, I say, watching my parents' silhouettes in the study window. We make them face everything they tried to burn away. And we do it together. The autumn wind whips around us, carrying away the smell of burned paper and lies. For the first time since my birthday party, I feel truly completely alive. The annual family reunion invitation sits on Ella's coffee table like a loaded gun. I've been staring at it for an hour. The golden bossing catching the afternoon light. This year's host, Ryan. It's perfect, Sophie says through my phone speaker. Everyone will be there. The whole family will have to face what they did. I trace the embossed letters. Ryan's hosting at the lake house. That's where your grandfather signed the trust documents. Gran finishes, her voice joining Sophie's on the conference call. Derek won't expect you to know that detail. My hands shake as I pull out the trust fund papers. Have either of you told Ryan anything? He came by yesterday, Gran says, hesitating. He's different, asked about you. About why you really left. The doorbell rings. I freeze, but Ella's already opening it. Ryan stands there looking uncertain in a way I've never seen before. Can we talk? He glances at my phone. Alone? I end the call, nodding to Ella as she slips into her bedroom. Ryan sits across from me. His eyes falling on the papers spread across the table. I found some interesting documents in Father's study. He says quietly. About my car, my schools, your missing college fund. How much do you know? Enough to make me sick. He runs his hands through his hair, that nervous tick again. I swear, Jade, I had no idea. I thought they were just better off than they let on. They were, with my money. I'll pay it back, all of it. I've already talked to my bank about. This isn't about the money anymore. I meet his eyes. This is about years of lies. About them making you their golden child while treating me like I didn't exist. About them burning evidence when they realized I knew. He picks up the reunion invitation. That's why I'm hosting. I want you there, Jade. Help me make this right. Make it right? I laugh, but it catches in my throat. You can't just write a check and fix this. No, but I can help you expose them. His voice drops. Father's been moving money around, not just yours. There are other accounts, other families involved. Aunt Carol's kids' inheritance, Uncle Steve's business loans. My heart stops. How deep does this go? Deep enough to destroy him. To destroy them both. He pulls out his phone showing me screenshots of bank statements. The lake house party? It's not just a reunion. Father's planning to announce his retirement, hand everything over to me. His company, his reputation, his secrets. I study my brother's face looking for any trace of manipulation. Why are you showing me this? Because you're my sister. Because I was too blind to see what they were doing to you. Because he swallows hard. Because I need your help to stop them before they do this to anyone else. The invitation seems to pulse with new meaning. The whole family will be there. Everyone they've ever stolen from. Everyone they've lied to. Ryan's hands clench. Help me end this, Jade. Not just for you. For all of us. I stand, walking to Ella's window. The street below is filling with evening traffic. People heading home to their normal families, their uncomplicated lives. If we do this, I say finally, we do it my way. No warnings, no chances for them to hide more evidence. Agreed. Ryan stands too. But Jade, there's something else you should know about Grandmother Margaret. My stomach drops. What about her? She didn't just find those documents last year. She's been tracking their schemes for decades and... He hesitates. She has proof that this started before we were even born. With our real inheritance. The one our grandfather never meant for father to control. The pieces click together. Grand's careful questions over the years. Her subtle support. Her determination to keep me independent. The reunion's in 2 weeks. Ryan says, heading for the door. Whatever you decide, I'm done being their puppet. After he leaves, Ella emerges. Well, I pick up the invitation, feeling its weight. Call Sophie and Gran. We need to move faster than we planned. Are you sure about trusting Ryan? I think about his nervous tick. His screenshots. The sick look in his eyes. No, but I'm sure about one thing. This just got bigger than revenge. The invitation catches the last ray of sunlight, glinting like a blade. The lake house looms ahead as I drive up the winding road. Its windows reflecting the setting sun like warning signals. 3 days until the reunion and my hands won't stop shaking. Ryan's car is already parked out front, along with Gran's old Mercedes. I find them in the study, surrounded by papers and laptops. Gran looks up first, her face tight with worry. It's worse than we thought, darling. Ryan turns his laptop toward me. Father's been moving money through shell companies for years, not just family funds, corporate accounts, client trusts, everything. The screen shows a maze of transactions, each one leading back to familiar names. Aunt Carol's children's college funds. Uncle Steve's failed business loans. Cousin Thomas's medical care money. He's built his entire empire on stolen futures. Gran says quietly, your grandfather suspected but could never prove it. My phone buzzes. A text from Sophie. Uncle Derek just left our house. He knows something's wrong. Be careful. We need to move faster. Ryan says, running his hands through his hair. He's already started transferring assets overseas. Once that's done, he'll disappear with everything. I finish, including the proof. Gran touches a stack of old letters. There's something else. Your mother, she's not just complicit. She's been the architect of all this. The accounting, the cover-ups, the manipulations. They're all in her handwriting. The room spins slightly. I grip the back of a chair, feeling the smooth wood under my fingers. All those times she pushed me aside. She wasn't just favoring Ryan. She was protecting their scheme. Jade. Ryan's voice is strange. There's more. Look at this. He hands me a document dated 21 years ago. My birth certificate, with an attached insurance policy. A life insurance policy. In Mother's name. She took it out the day you were born. Grand whispers. $5 million. Payable only if I died before 21. The words taste like ash. That's why they threw Ryan's party on my birthday. They were celebrating that the policy expired. That they didn't have to. The study door slams open. Mother stands there, her perfect makeup not quite hiding her fury. What are you doing here? Laura. Gran starts, but Mother cuts her off. You've poisoned them against us, haven't you, Margaret? Filled their heads with lies about their father? The only lies here are yours, I say. Holding up the insurance policy. Were you disappointed when you didn't get to cash this in? Something flickers in her eyes. Not guilt, but frustration. You don't understand what it takes to build something lasting, to secure a legacy. By betting on your daughter's death, Ryan stands, his face pale. By stealing from our entire family, everything we did was for you, Ryan, for your future. She steps forward, reaching for him. We can still protect that future. Together. Just help me gather these papers and we can. Stop. My voice doesn't shake anymore. Every word you say just proves what you really are, what you've always been. And what's that? Her smile is razor sharp. A monster who saw her children as investments, nothing more. She laughs and it sounds like breaking glass. Oh, darling, you have no idea what real monsters look like, but you will. She pulls out her phone. Derek, they're here. All of them. Yes, with the documents. A pause. Of course, I'm sure. It's time to implement contingency plan B. The line goes dead and Mother's smile widens. You have 30 minutes to leave this house and forget everything you've seen. After that? She shrugs elegantly. Well, accidents do happen at lake houses, even to adults. You're threatening us? Ryan steps between her and me. Your own children? I'm protecting our legacy, as I always have. She turns to leave, then pauses. Oh, and Jade? Happy belated birthday. Such a shame you won't make it to 22. After she's gone, Grant grabs her keys. We need to move. Now, get everything to my car. But I'm staring at the insurance policy, something clicking into place. No, we stay. Jade. The reunion's in 3 days. Everyone will be here. I meet Ryan's eyes, seeing my own determination reflected back. Let them come. All of them. It's time they saw what real monsters look like in the daylight. Grant touches my arm. And if your parents follow through on their threat, I pick up Mother's forgotten phone, left deliberately on the desk. Then they'll have to explain a lot more than missing money to the police. Because I just recorded every word. The lake house windows darken with the setting sun, no longer reflecting warnings but promises. In 3 days, everything changes. One way or another. The lake house fills with relatives as evening falls, their chatter echoing off the walls like accusations. I stand in the corner of the great room, watching Father work the crowd with practiced charm. Mother floats between groups, her laugh just a touch too bright. Ryan hasn't arrived yet. Quite the turnout. Sophie whispers, appearing at my elbow. Aunt Carol's been crying in the bathroom. Something about Thomas's medical bills coming due. My phone buzzes. A text from Ryan. Delayed. Someone broke into my apartment. All the documents are gone. The room suddenly feels too small. Too warm. I slip onto the balcony, gripping the railing until my knuckles turn white. Another buzz. Police are here. Father's name came up in their questions. Problems? Mother's voice makes me jump. She stands in the doorway, backlit by the party lights, looking more predator than parent. Such a shame about Ryan's break-in. These things happen when people don't properly secure their belongings. What did you do? She sips her wine. I'm just a devoted mother celebrating her son's success. Speaking of which, your father's about to make his big announcement. You wouldn't want to miss it. Inside, Father taps his glass for attention. Family, friends, thank you all for coming to celebrate Ryan's achievement in hosting his first family gathering. But I have an even bigger announcement. The crowd murmurs expectantly. I scan the room. No Gran, no Ryan. My chest tightens. As of tonight, I'm officially retiring. Father continues, and I'm proud to announce that Ryan will be taking over as CEO of our family enterprise. Applause breaks out. Uncle Steve raises his glass. His smile strained. To Ryan, though some of us are still waiting on those business loans you promised, Derek. All in good time, Father says smoothly. In fact, I have some papers here that should interest several of you regarding your investments. He reaches into his briefcase and pulls out a stack of documents. My heart stops. They're forgeries. They have to be. The real papers are gone. Stolen from Ryan's apartment. Jade. Mother's hand closes around my arm. Her nails digging in. Why don't you join me in the study? We need to discuss your future. Let go of me. Now, dear. Her grip tightens. Before you embarrass yourself again. The study door clicks shut behind us. Father's already there, along with 2 men I don't recognize. Meet our security consultants. Mother says they're very good at handling delicate situations. Like breaking into Ryan's apartment. Father sighs. Ryan made his choice. Disappointing, but manageable. You, however. He nods to one of the men who moves to block the door. You've become a liability. We can no longer afford. The insurance policy expired, I say, backing away. You can't. Oh, darling. Mother laughs. There are so many ways to have accidents. Especially at lake houses. Especially after drinking too much at family gatherings. A glass appears in her hand. My glass from earlier. Your fingerprints. Your DNA. Combined with your history of emotional instability and recent erratic behavior. The second man steps forward, something glinting in his hand. My back hits the wall. Why? My voice cracks. I'm your daughter. No. Father says quietly, you're a mistake I should have corrected years ago. The door bursts open. Ryan stands there, bloody and disheveled. Police are on their way. I triggered the silent alarm when I saw your security consultants following me. Ryan, Mother starts, but he cuts her off. Save it. I heard everything. He holds up his phone. And so did the detective who's been investigating your financial fraud for the past year. Sirens wail in the distance. The security men exchange glances, then slip out a side door. Father's face contorts with rage. You ungrateful. He lunges for Ryan. I move without thinking, grabbing the heavy paperweight from his desk. The impact drops him to his knees. Mother screams, but it's drowned out by the sound of breaking glass and shouting from the great room. Gran's voice rises above the chaos. The real documents are being projected on the wall right now. Every transaction, every theft, every lie. Father struggles to his feet, blood trickling from his temple. You've destroyed everything. No, I say, my voice steady despite my shaking hands. You did that yourself. Years ago, when you decided money was worth more than your children's love. The sirens grow louder. Mother backs away, her perfect mask finally cracking. Derek, the offshore accounts are frozen. Ryan finishes, along with everything else. Blue lights flash through the windows as police cars fill the driveway. I look at my parents, really look at them, and feel nothing but pity. Happy retirement, father, I say, and walk out to face whatever comes next. The great room erupts into chaos as the projector displays decades of financial records across the wall. Aunt Carol collapses into a chair. Uncle Steve hurls his glass across the room, and cousins I haven't spoken to in years start shouting all at once. Father stands frozen at the front of the room. His retirement speech forgotten. Mother's perfect smile cracks like thin ice. Those documents are fabricated, she announces, but her voice wavers. This is nothing but a desperate attempt by our jealous daughter to. To what, mother? Tell the truth? I step forward, Ryan at my side. About how you stole from everyone in this room. About the life insurance policy you took out on me? About how you were willing to kill your own daughter tonight to keep your secrets. The room falls silent. Even the police officers who just entered pause, hands on their weapons, everything we did. Father starts, then stops as Grand walks in, carrying a familiar leather briefcase. Is that what you told yourself, Derek? When you forged your father's signature on those trust documents? She opens the briefcase, pulling out yellowed papers. Or when you and Laura orchestrated my husband's accident after he threatened to expose you? Mother's composure shatters. You can't prove. Actually, she can. Ryan's voice is steel. Grandfather's original autopsy report, the one you buried, the one showing poison in his system. Father lunges for the briefcase, but the police are faster. As they read him his rights, he locks eyes with me. You ungrateful child. He spits. We gave you everything. No. My voice doesn't shake anymore. You took everything. My inheritance, my education, my childhood. You even tried to take my life. We were protecting the family legacy. Mother shrieks as an officer approaches her. Everything was for this family. Was it? I gestured to the room, to the devastated faces of our relatives. Look around, Mother. Look at all the lives you've destroyed. The children who couldn't afford college, Thomas's medical bills, Uncle Steve's failed business. Also, you could build Ryan into your perfect heir. I never wanted that. Ryan steps forward. I never wanted any of it. Mother's face twists. Then you're as weak as she is. All our sacrifices wasted on sacrifices. I laugh and it sounds like breaking chains. You sacrificed nothing. You stole. You lied. You murdered. And for what? To feel powerful? To play God with other people's lives? You don't understand what it takes to build something lasting. Father says, echoing Mother's words from earlier. But now they sound hollow. Desperate. I understand perfectly. I pull out my phone, playing the recording of their threats in the study. I understand that you're not parents. You're not even human. You're just empty shells, so afraid of losing control, that you destroy your own children to keep it. As the police lead them away, Mother turns back one last time. This isn't over, Jade. Families like ours don't air their dirty laundry. No one will believe. Everyone already believes. Sophie points to the windows where news vans are pulling up. The whole story is going live right now. Every transaction, every threat, every crime. Father slumps in defeat, but Mother struggles against the officers. You've destroyed everything. No, Mother. I watch as they're led away, feeling nothing but a profound emptiness. I've set everyone free, including myself. The room buzzes with shocked conversations and legal discussions. Aunt Carol hugs me, crying about finally being able to send her kids to college. Uncle Steve talks with the detective about recovering his stolen funds. Thomas's mother thanks me through tears. Ryan touches my arm. You okay? I don't know. I look around at the wreckage of our family's facade. Are any of us? We will be. Gran appears beside me, her eyes fierce with pride. Your grandfather would be proud, darling. You've done what he couldn't, expose the truth. The truth, I repeat, tasting the word. It feels different now, less like revenge and more like justice. What happens next? Sophie joins us, linking her arm through mine. We rebuild, but this time on a foundation of truth. Through the windows, I watch my parents disappear into separate police cars. The life they built on lies crumbles behind them. But in its ruins, I see something unexpected. Hope, not just for me, but for everyone they hurt. The lake house stands silent. Its secrets finally exposed to the light. And in that light, I find something I never expected to feel. Freedom. The courthouse steps feel colder than they should in spring. I watch my parents being led away in handcuffs. Their designer clothes replaced by prison orange. Mother doesn't look back. Father does, just once. And in his eyes, I see something I've never seen before. Understanding. The court's decision to seize their assets means everyone they stole from will be compensated. Ryan says beside me, his voice steady. Thomas's medical bills, Aunt Carol's kids' college funds, Uncle Steve's business loans, everything. Almost everything. I touch the envelope in my pocket. Grand's final revelation. Did you know she'd been tracking their scheme since before we were born? That she'd been secretly moving money into trust funds for both of us? He shakes his head. She protected us in her own way, just like you protected everyone by exposing the truth. Inside the envelope, photographs show a younger version of our grandmother, standing beside our grandfather at the lake house. Their smiles are genuine, untainted by the greed that would later poison our family. I found this in Father's study. I hand Ryan a letter. Its edges worn. It's from Grandfather, written the day before he died. He knew what they were doing. He was going to stop them. And they killed him for it. Ryan's hand shake as he reads. All these years, I thought. We both thought what they wanted us to think. I take the letter back, feeling its weight. But Grand knew. She waited, gathered evidence, protected us until we were ready to face the truth. A familiar voice calls out. Jade. Ella runs up the courthouse steps, waving a newspaper. You need to see this. The headline reads, Family Empire Falls. Whistleblower daughter exposes decades of fraud. Below it, a smaller headline. Margaret Chen's secret legacy. How one grandmother protected future generations. There's more, Sophie says, appearing with her laptop. People are coming forward. Other families. Other victims. Your parents' scheme went beyond just our family. And now they can't hurt anyone else, I say. But the victory feels different than I imagined. Hollow, yet somehow fuller. Grand joins us, her silver hair catching the sunlight. Your grandfather used to say that family legacies aren't built on money or power. They're built on truth and love. I thought this was about revenge, I admit. About making them pay for what they did to me. But it was never just about me, was it? No, darling. She takes my hand. It was about breaking a cycle. About choosing what kind of legacy you want to leave. Ryan stares at the courthouse doors. What do we do now? The company, the properties, everything they built. We rebuild, I say, surprising myself. Not their way, with lies and manipulation. But honestly, together. Together, Sophie echoes, linking arms with me. The whole family, the real family. Ella hugs me tight. See? I told you you'd find your strengths. But as I look around at these people, my brother who chose truth over privilege, my grandmother who protected us silently for years, my cousin who stood by me, my friend who never wavered, I realized something. I didn't find my strengths, I say quietly. It was here all along, in the family I chose. The family that chose me back. A police officer approaches with one last document to sign. My final statement about the case. As I take the pen, I notice my hand doesn't shake anymore. Jade, Ryan says suddenly, look. Through the courthouse windows, I see the lake house in the distance. Its windows no longer reflecting warnings, but possibilities. And beside it, almost hidden by trees, a small building I never noticed before. Your grandfather's old study, Grant explains. Where he kept his real records, there's something there you both need to see. Something about your true inheritance. More secrets, I ask, but without bitterness. She smiles and it holds both sadness and hope. No, darling, no more secrets, just truth. And perhaps a different kind of legacy to build. The spring breeze carries the scent of new beginnings as we descend the courthouse steps. Behind us, justice has been served. Ahead, something else waits. Not an ending, but a transformation. I take one last look at the newspaper headline, then let it blow away in the wind. Some stories don't need to be written in papers. They're written in the choices we make, the truths we face, and the love we choose to give. Even when, especially when, it's not the easy choice.